So today we're going to take you guys through our experience on building our first BMW. As you can see here, BMW has many options to choose from. The option that we went with was the M4 Coupe.
And what pushed you to buy it online?
What pushed us to buy it online was we really didn't find what we were looking for at the dealerships. After going to a few dealerships, we found that some of the dealerships had the options that we wanted, and others just didn't amount to the options that we wanted. So we really broke it down to if we're really going to spend this much and this is the vehicle we really want, then why not build it ourselves exactly how we want it?
So when you look at the options of the M4 here, you have a lot of different ones between the M440i, the M4 Coupe, the Competition. The only two we were really comparing and looking at were the M4 Competition Coupe and the Xdrive. The Xdrive is the four-wheel drive. It adds about 20 something more horsepower over the Competition also. And you can take the four-wheel drive off and run it in rear-wheel drive if you want, so you can track it. But on everyday driving and rain, things like that, especially it being for my wife, I think the all-wheel drive plus the exactly 20 more horsepower, we felt a difference in the pickup, and it shows it here 3.8 seconds, 3.4 seconds on the 0 to 60. So we went with the Xdrive Coupe.
Also, as you go through your selections, you're going to see that you can see the prices on everything as you go building your BMW.
So you'll see colors here that are free, the ones that nobody wants. And then you'll see the colors as they get more particular. Now, when you see these ones that are really high in price here, you got to remember you're looking at 10 to 14 more weeks to get those specialized colors. They're nice, but I don't, 4 months is going to be enough for us to wait for it. It looks really good in this red.
I agree. The option that we actually went with was the Black Safari Metallic, as you can see here.
And as you go through and you build a car, you can always check it and see how it looks with the options that you've chose. And like right now, it's got the blue brake calipers. If you were going to do a blue interior, that would go really well. So we chose black. We're going to move forward. Now you choose your rims. Now you have an option between high performance tires or track tires. Obviously I would go with high performance tires unless you're going to use it purely as a track car. Those are ugly, I think, but someone might like them. These are the ones that we went with, right?
Yep, we went with the 1920 M Dual Spoke Black Forge 826M wheels.
And that means 19's in the front, 20 in the back. So the 20s are going to run a little bigger in the back than in the front. Now it goes to some of the interior options.
So, and we'll break down to what those options are. So you see you get different colors. You actually get the extended merino leather and the full extended merino. And we actually went with the full merino leather Fiona red and black.
That looks good, but I think it'd get dirty really quick.
I agree with that white.
The big difference you'll see between regular, which we'll pull it up here if it goes quick enough. This is your regular. What you'll see is the dash, the sides. They're all kind of that soft plastic. Okay, so it's not cheap, but it's definitely more of a plastic, right? And then if you go with the full, which this is a $2,500 option, so you got to decide what if it's worth it to you. For us, sitting in both vehicles with it or without it, this has the leather here with the red stitching, leather with red stitching up top, leather at the bottom. To us, it's 100% worth it, leather throughout there, to go ahead and if you're going to spend that much money, get it exactly the way you want it, which is for us, leather everywhere.
Yep, that red stitching is definitely super special and pretty to look at. And then the extended red also wrapping around the vehicle.
Then you have some options for this area here that you see, you can get aluminum in two different options, and then carbon fiber.
Carbon fiber is the one that we went with. We just like that pattern better and that material. So as you see it in the front of the vehicle, also at the bottom. And then you have your additional packages. We'll walk you guys through some of the options that we picked and some of the options that we thought about and then we considered we really didn't need.
So off the bat, you know you got to get the driver's assistance. That's going to include, radar-based driving, partially automated, which you got to get on all the new vehicles. Traffic jam assist, which up to 40 miles an hour in traffic jam, the car pretty much does the work for you, so you don't have to worry about too much in traffic jams. You could try to relax a little more. They have a carbon fiber package, which comes with M-Drive Professional, ceramic brakes, an Alcantara, the M-Drive package, which puts you at 188, I want to say, for your top speed, and carbon bucket seats. If you want all those, then you can just get it for $13.9. And we didn't want all those options, so we didn't choose it. Go ahead.
We did go with the parking assistance. With this one, you get the parking assistance and also the
full view for parking, the 3D view, the top head view, and help with actually parking. So
this one finds your spot too, right? Yeah.
it does find your spot, and from what we see on videos, it actually helps you park. So it takes control of the steering wheel and has a memory of those parking spots. We're not sure because we haven't tried it yet, but that's what
it looks like. And we also did the executive package. The executive package actually comes with a head-up display, so you get like your speed limit, and your GPS right on the display on the glass as well.
And then they upgrades all your buttons from plastic-looking buttons to nice.
They're all black, right?
Well, they're initially all black, but this turns them to a silver color. Okay. Higher quality looking, and it gives you the remote engine start, which is nice if you want to cool down or the vehicle before you get in it, or warm it up before you go out to the vehicle. These are just what I consider, if you're buying this type of car, a necessity. All right.
So here we move on to the M Shadow line. This is an option that we picked. It's pretty much on the headlights itself. Normally, the basic headlights have like this silver look to them in the back. With picking the M Shadow line, it actually blacks it out, giving it more of an aggressive look. So here you can actually see.
So you can see right here
that silver on the headlight. And then we'll go ahead and actually select that M Shadow line.
You should.
And then here you can see that difference.
It really just blacks out anything that was silver in the headlights. Okay.
We also went with the drive recorder. This one records while you're driving, so in case of accidents, you actually have the recording. And also you can actually get a 1-minute video clip. So if you're in a certain location and kind of want to capture that moment for a minute, you can do that as well.
So it's good if you get in an accident or something, it is recording the video. It's not going to record like taps on the vehicle or anything like that, but it will record an accident. You can manually have it record. So if you're out driving and you want to get some nice footage too of a scenic area, it's kind of a cool feature. And for $100, why not? The shadow line delete. That's basically if you want all the trim to be the color of the car instead of the shadow line, which makes your mufflers and your spoiler black and your side mirrors black. If you want all color of the car and then chrome tips, then you would select this option. If you want the black sportier looking, which we do, then you would not choose this option.
We also went with the moonroof. Something that you kind of have to keep in mind with the moonroof is it's one or the other. So if you get the moonroof, you don't get that carbon fiber roof. So if that's something that you're really interested in and want on your vehicle, if you want the carbon fiber, you kind of have to sacrifice the moonroof.
And I feel like if you're buying a car this expensive, you should have a moonroof. All right.
We also went with the front ventilated seats, and then these are cooled.
So these are heated and cooled. They're very supportive. We sat in them. We never sat in these bucket seats, but they are heated and they do have power and they're heated, but they're not cooled. And we live in a state that's very hot, so the cooling part is a nice feature to have. Plus, these are much more comfortable. I think the carbon fiber seats, that's just a personal option. If you want it, get it. If you're more want some of the more luxury feel and nice cool seats, go with the ventilated. That's just a personal. The Sensitech dashboard, if you do the full leather, you don't need it. If you want the full leather look without the full leather price, the $2,500 or whatever, the Sensitech will give you stitching on your dashboard to make it look like leather. So that'll save you some money, $350 instead of 2,500 or whatever
Mm-hmm.
we paid for.
Yeah.
Now, if you got the executive package, you already have the nicer controls, so you don't have to.
Yep, and we kind of spoke about that as well. You also do have an option on the Alcantara steering wheel. We did not go with this option just because it's cleaning wise. We live in a harder state, so it's just not doable or something that we felt would benefit us. So we went without it. So we'll be getting the traditional wheel. But again, for people that want something extra, Alcantara, then it's there for you, and it's only $500.
The carbon fiber package, $4,700. It's a nice package. If you're not getting the moonroof and you're getting the carbon fiber roof, then it seems to make sense because if you're going all carbon fiber, then why not? But if you're not getting the carbon fiber roof, I don't see that as a main thing that you would necessarily need. We'll show you kind of what you get. So, oh,
Yeah, so
if you
that carbon fiber is actually on the mirrors, on the back here, as you can see at the bottom. You also get it on that little fin, and then on the front as well, just a little bit.
right there.
And it's a little bit hard to see because we got the black.
So if
So
you got the carbon fiber roof, it's pretty cool. But if you didn't get the carbon fiber roof, I don't know if it's really a necessity. And we'll show it without too. So it's a $4,700 option. And that's without.
so again, for us, since we did black, it kind of didn't make too much of an impact on the look of the vehicle.
So, all right.
So now these two options here with the high gloss black M graphic exterior trim, you get the option of either having it in black or in red. The red option was something that we went really back and forth on with our vehicle because we did like it, but after looking into it, it's actually painted on. It's not like a sticker or like a wrap option. So that's a big commitment for us, and we decided not to go with it. But it's definitely really pretty if you like it.
Basically, it looks sweet, but if you don't like it, you can't take it off.
Right.
Or if you get tired of it doesn't matter because it's no sticker. So,
And
and
we
if you really like it, you can have somebody put a sticker that looks just like it on after you get the car.
Yeah, some of the options we were thinking about too is, at some point wrapping our vehicle. So that was kind of what determined us either getting it or not as well.
So Xdrive Professional, um, this option we didn't get it, even though it's not too expensive an item because it's mainly just for track. It gives you 10 steps on terms of drifting, helps when you put the car in rear wheel drive to kind of teach you how to drift. So it doesn't give you 100% rear wheel drive. It gives it to you in stages. It also has a lap timer on it. It's just basically if you're going to be tracking all the time, you should get the option. If you're just going to go to the track once in a while, like we plan to, you might not need this option. Yeah.
And then here you have some options on the ceramic brakes. As you can see here, the first option is kind of like a golden color. We didn't go with that option just because it really didn't look appealing on our vehicle. As you can see, it's just, I don't know, that kind of looks not very pretty, in my opinion. But if it's something that you guys like, then go for it.
Now, if you're going to be tracking all the time, again, I would go with the carbon ceramics. I guess you could probably have them painted or something. But if you're only going to track it once in a while, getting regular brakes are fine. I think if I could choose to get these in red, I might have sprung for the money because I'll probably never have to change the brakes again. Um, but we went ahead, we went with the red, and we'll show you the look. Boom.
Yep. And again, with us picking that red interior, we definitely felt the red just looked a lot better on the vehicle itself.
I think ordering the car makes it a much funner process. I think when you go to the dealership and you see what they have, and there's some of them are lacking things, some of them have things. At the end of the day, this adds excitement, and during the process, we kind of save up a little bit to put more down on the car too,
Hmm.
so it's not as big a hit when it
Yep.
comes in. Also,
Yep. And it's exciting to see the steps as your vehicle kind of goes through the process. And it kind of leaves you with that anticipation of, waiting for your vehicle to be built.
so the last option is this M Drivers package. So the M Drivers package comes with a track day that you can schedule to go to a track. But it unlocks the car from, I think, a max, don't quote me, but a max speed of like 155 all the way up to like 188. If you're going to tune the car or anything like that, you're going to take that limiter off there anyways. So it's not going to be that big of a deal. But it, this way would keep it under manufacturer warranty. At the same time, you can't have this option and the moonroof option. So you have to decide between getting your moonroof or increasing the speed to 188. And I don't know if we'll ever go 188. We've seen videos; it looks pretty crazy once people pass about 140.
Yeah.
But in the last option, these are all your Care Plus plans that take care of your oil changes, and uh, these are actually wear and tear too. We usually buy Audis this first time with BMW, but it looks like decent deal in terms of if you're going to be replacing the brakes on this car, if you're going to be tracking it. I know on an Audi it costs $2,000 to replace just the front brakes on most of the Audis. So if you do the fronts and the backs within 6 years or 100,000 miles, it's pretty much going to pay for itself between that and the oil changes. But we didn't put it on the build because I want that as a negotiating tool for when we go to the financing portion of the purchase.
Yep. So here you're going to get kind of like a breakdown of just a few pictures of, what you've built on the outside and the inside, along with the MSRP.
So once you finish this stage of it, you'll get a build code down here. And when you go to get your quote, you'll send it to the dealership that you want to do business with. So you don't necessarily get to order straight from BMW. You're still going to have to deal with the dealership. Now, one key thing is this code that you give them. When you go to get your quote, and we'll bring it here, and you put your first name, last name, phone number. You can verify if you were military service and all that. Don't go back and change anything because now you give them this number, and now if I click back and change stuff, it will change it on this number. So what they get at the dealership will change with what you change here. So make sure it's everything you want and you don't change it after you get the build code and send the build code to the dealership. It's exactly what you want. Now, once they put in their computer and you guys come to terms with an agreement, if they're giving you any money off, any of that stuff, and they go to do the build, you can make some changes if you need to. But you are at a point right now where you can send them the build and get started on negotiations for you if you're getting any price off or anything like that.
Yep. And you do have that little time window as well. Like once you've built it, you've given the dealership the information on the bill code. You do have some time, like if you wanted to switch something to work with the dealership and your sales advisor.
So, for example, we ordered the full by mistake,
Hmm.
And when we noticed that we wanted,
The
I mean, we ordered the extended, and when we noticed we wanted the full, the order was already put in, but we were able to call and have it switched, and it updated, so we were able to see.
yeah.
Um, and that's it.
Yep. So that wraps everything up.
But the process is really exciting. We think it's more exciting, and the anticipation is great than actually even just going to a dealership and buying it. You can get the same deal that you can get at the dealership on buying the car at the dealership from ordering it yourself if you can negotiate it correctly. So at the end of the day, if you don't mind waiting, why not wait when you're waiting on $100,000 car and get exactly the car the way that you wanted it?
Yep. You don't have
So,
to settle.
and this is exactly the way that my wife wanted the car. So I'm happy and she's happy, and she'll never look at that car and wish that she had something on the car that she doesn't, because she got it exactly how she wanted.
Yep.
All right.
All right. That wraps it up.
Leave some comments in the comment section if you have questions or want us to go through anything or any of the options. We'll be happy to answer. We're just getting started, so bear with us. The videos will get better.
Yep.